Hi, my name's Ben, I'm a UK based mountain leader, and in this video I'm doing something a little bit different. We were chatting about how the gamers approach their YouTube channels. Kind of clicked in my mind that what I do is not much different. I play in the mountains, and then I also have a technical aspect to that where I plan and I look at maps and I create routes. And I think that the planning and the creating the route is a massive part of the fun. I already have videos that are covering the routes that I've walked or hiked or run. What I've decided to do is go back through those routes using OS maps and talk you through the route. For example, the Pennine Way, explain what the route was like, and then I'll link it back to the original video where I'm actually hiking the route or running the route, and then you can go and watch that and see what it actually looks like on the ground. I am aware that this won't be everybody's cup of tea, but I think that anybody that wants to get better at map reading or learn map reading, or anybody that's just generally a bit of a map geek, this will be right up your street. And if you've got any questions about map reading and how I make my plans, please ask and I'll make more content regarding that. Anyway, today I am going to take you on the first day of my Pennine Way adventure, which was from Edale to Black Hill. So let's switch over to the map. Right, so let's go to Edale. The Peak District, which is here. So I'm using OS maps right now. I've bought a year subscription, which is about £20, and it gives you all the different mapping software. Right, so I've got Edale there. Edale's just here, and we can see the Pennine Way coming out here. So let's have a look. So now, we're now on 1:50 scale. But I'm going to go into 1:25 just to show you in more detail how at the beginning of my walk. So I went from this campsite here, and then I went up to the pub there, and I set off on the Pennine Way. So this section is a pretty nice start, really. It's like a paved, it's quite well set as a path. You pass through beautiful farmland. And it's really easy, nice start. Although if you've watched my first episode, it's like the weather was just, it wasn't very inviting. If you were going to just explore this area, I would recommend going up Grindsbrook. This is absolutely stunning up here. This walk up this valley, up this re-entrant here is just it's stunning, man. So episode 1 of my Pennine Way adventure, I followed this trail down here, and then made my way up onto Jacob's Ladder, which is just here. However, I stopped. There's a part where I'm having some food, and I bumped into Dexter, and that's on this section of trail here. Then we went up and started ascending up onto Kinder Scout. This is where you will see, as we get up onto Lower Kinder, you'll see there's a part of the video where Dexter and I are just getting battered by the wind. I've got another video out, Peak District Adventure, where we explored this area going across Kinder Scout. I'll do another video about that and then talk about this area as a whole, because it's really interesting area, especially these peat bogs on Kinder Scout, but that's for another video. We followed the Pennine Way all the way up to Kinder Downfall, where the waterfall was actually being blown upwards, which was quite interesting. The wind was so strong. And then from Kinder Downfall, make your way along, and then back out onto the sort of off the abrupt edge, back out onto the moorland, and then eventually you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere, but then you start to hear the odd car. So as you get around this area, the wind's still blowing, but you can start to hear the cars coming down Snakes Pass, or along Snakes Pass. At which point it kind of, you're sort of like, oh, thank God I'm off. When the weather's like that anyway, you kind of like, thank God I'm off Kinder Scout. And then this area here is quite open, but as you get further down the trail, you start to go into the peat, and yeah, you've got quite a bit of cover, and so it doesn't actually, the weather doesn't actually feel too bad going down this section, and there's quite a bit of cover as you're coming down here. There's quite there's a section along here where on Bleak Low that I actually stopped and refilled my water bottle, and we stopped and had some food, because it was fine. The weather was starting to clear. I think it's this area here. You'll see where I get my jet boil out and I actually stop and have some water. And then you're onto Torside Clough, and in the valley is the big reservoir, Torside Reservoir. So when I stopped with Dexter and we were chatting, we were sat, let's have a look, we were sat around here somewhere, sort of like near Clough Edge here, looking down onto Torside. We were like watching the cars go by, and we were actually chatting about meditation and chatting about life in general, which was really nice. And then from our little chat here, Dexter and I made our way down and across Torside Reservoir. You'll see the clip of this little area here. You see this little feature here. It's like it's like an overflow for the reservoir, I suppose. I'll put a little clip in and show you from that vlog, from that first vlog. And then this area here is up to the road. It goes through this woodland area, and it's actually really beautiful. Really beautiful area. I love it. Absolutely love this little section. And then it feels like it gets really mountainous, and you sort of contour up the side of Black Tor here and Rake's Moss. It just all of a sudden becomes, especially up here, it becomes very steep. So you sort of, I mean, it was very foggy while we were up there, but this feels steep, feels more like you're in the mountains for a while. And the views across here are spectacular, absolutely beautiful. And to think this is in, well, you're coming into Home Moss now, you're coming into Huddersfield, and it's absolutely stunning, man. Huddersfield, one of the roughest towns in the UK, absolutely beautiful place, man. Anyway, yeah, so this all feels, you go from quite abrupt edges to open moorland again, and then this section all the way, Meadow, Grain, Clough, Dunhill, Blackhill, it feels like you're walking out into a different planet. It's, the ground changes, the peat starts to become very black, and it's very boggy and wet, and it was quite cold. Dexter was still rocking his shorts though, bless him. Yeah, and then we walked down this section of the Pennine Way, and let's have a look. Where did Dexter leave me? Left me before the road. Head off down to the reservoir, Digley Reservoir. So yeah, Dexter left me about here, and he followed this, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he followed this back down to the road, and then I continued wet and miserable down into this valley here, and I managed to find a little area to set up my tent, and then I slept down there before getting up in the morning and hiking up onto the road for day 2. But yeah, that was my experience of my first day on the Pennine Way, and I'll link the video so you can watch that first episode in full. I know I've put some snippets in here, but I'll link it up here so you can watch it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this first description of my first day on the Pennine Way. I'm going to do this while we're in quarantine for every one of my videos on the Pennine Way and every one of my running videos. If you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and leave me a comment. If there's anything that you'd like to know more about that area, hit me up in the comments and I will make a video about that. Anything more you want to know about the maps, let me know and I'll make that video. Okay, hope you enjoyed this new type video, not seen it before. Hope it was good. In a bit.